Hey guys, get rid of me while I tell you about how my best friend, my ex-boyfriend. So obviously I cannot say the full word here on TikTok, but basically I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I know I'm gonna get extremely angry and probably crash out like 10 times in this, so don't mind that. Also, my headband's broken. Okay, so like I already know I'm not gonna have enough time like for the whole story, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So it was the day after Christmas and I was supposed to hang out with this guy, and she just kept begging and begging and begging me to ask him for a friend. And like I already didn't like hanging out with guys around her because she acted different around guys, and like I was best friends, like inseparable with this girl for 5 years, mind you. And like I'm gonna be mean in this because I really don't care, and I'm going to name drop because I don't care. I think she deserves everything that's coming to her. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, so I'm doing this for you guys. But honestly, I don't care because you can keep crying and saying I'm bullying you, but you're the one who brought this upon yourself. So anyways, so I was just hanging out with this guy, and she just kept begging and begging and begging me to come with us and like go on a two-man, and I didn't want to because she always acts different around guys, like I said, or I think I said. And so I finally just let her come, and so he was always with these three friends, one of them being my ex. And so I thought like I was just with my man, and then when we got back to my house, and we got back in my house, I was like, so what happened? And she tells me that she just had intercourse with my ex-boyfriend. So I'm just sitting there in shock. Like I was literally sitting there speechless because what am I supposed to say about that? And it's like also, it's just like just everything about it is like, what were you thinking? And like this is like everything I'm gonna say sounds like so made up, but it's just like she's genuinely so stupid. Like this is like actually like what she did and said. And so, you know, I'm sitting there, and it's like obviously she's been my friend for 5 years, and she's seen how I've reacted to girls get with my ex and stuff. And it's so like, so she actually lost her virginity to him. I should have said that at the beginning, but yeah, so that made it even worse. And so she was like, oh my, like she was crying in my bed because I mean like losing your virginity is a very emotional experience. I cried when I lost mine, and she was sitting there, I wasn't about to come for her. I let her sit there though, like what? So she's like talking about how embarrassed she is and like how she's not gonna tell anyone or anything. And then she FaceTimes one person from cheer and like tells me about it, and I love the girl, so like it's fine. And then like I'm just gonna fast forward. I made her leave at like 9 a.m. I made her drive home, and then we didn't talk for a week. We literally did not talk until after New Year's, and this happened the day after Christmas, like I said, and she didn't think that anything was up. So my other friend had to text her and be like, I think you need to like talk to Macy, like she's really sad, like what you did was really messed up. And this is where she starts playing dumb. She's like, wait, what? Why is Macy mad? What did I do? Like, I'm so serious. And so then I texted her and I told her that I was upset. And basically, let me just sum it up for you. She like apologized, told me that she never would have done it if she was upset, and then she did it again. I also need to preface this. She thinks she's the victim in the situation. She just, oh, by the way, she's actually dating another one of her friends' ex-boyfriends, and she thinks she's a sweet little angel, like she can never do anything wrong, right? So yeah, she still thinks that she's done nothing wrong, if you're wondering. And like, so, once I found out, oh yeah, and so she told me, like, there was just like a bunch of stuff that she told me like the night that it happened that wasn't true, and just like a bunch of stuff that she told my entire school and literally everybody that I cheer with except for me. And then when I found out, she acted all shocked and surprised and continued to lie to me. Like, I was literally sitting here like begging her to tell me the truth. Like, I was trying to give her a chance, like, because I would have forgiven her in the beginning. And so I was sitting here begging her for the truth, and she continued to lie to my face. Okay, guys, you can come back for a part 2.
Hey guys, get ready for me while I talk about how I got bit in the face by a dog. Okay, so this happened like 2 days ago at one of my friend's house. And I was sitting by this big black dog. It's like a German Shepherd black lab mix. I was sitting by him. I snapped one of my friends a picture. I like looked to the side, like I kind of like shifted my phone to the side, and I heard him like growl. He like growled and then just like latched onto my cheek. And that made me like fall off the bed, obviously, because I tried to like get away from him, so I like turned and like fell off the bed. And then while I was on the ground, I like could see like blood like dripping from my face. And I was with 2 people, so one of the girls there started like laughing because she thought that I just got like scratched or something. And then I was like, no, like actually I just got like bit in the face. And not to mention, this was a unprovoked thing. I didn't do anything to the dog. I was sitting on my phone and he just like kind of, I guess, got mad at me or something. I don't know. After I got bit, we went to the urgent care. We waited like 10 minutes for some reason. I don't know. We like wanted to, I don't know. I guess we didn't think it was like that bad, even though I was like bleeding, but we were kind of in shock. Then I went to the urgent care, and the urgent care basically said that they weren't gonna help because they didn't want to stitch up my face. They wanted somebody more professional to stitch my face because it is my face. Like, they don't want it to like look bad or like heal bad. So they go to the ER and they'll help you there. So I ended up going to the ER. I was there for about like 2.5 hours maybe. I'm not really sure. I was kind of out of it. And then at the ER, I was still bleeding like an hour in. So they took me back pretty fast. And then what they have to do is they have to clean out the, my scratches, which they thought they were scratches. But it turns out whenever they were cleaning them, they shot water, or the saline, through this hole, and it came out this hole. So we found out they weren't just scratches. These two are, like, connected. And I have a video of the water, like, shooting out through, both sides, and it's actually really cool. After that happened, they were stitching me up. They gave me a little bit of numbing. They didn't inject anything because they didn't want swelling to get too bad. So they only really put like numbing gel, so the stitches did hurt. But I sat through it and got them done. I have 5 stitches. I have 3 right here and 2 right here because my lip like was like opening too far. Then as you can see, I'm starting to bruise quite a bit on my face. At first it like wasn't really bruising, like it didn't really look too bad, but you can really tell now, and it's very swollen. And while I was at the ER, they told me how dangerous it was to stitch up dog bites because they can get infected super easily, but I don't want to have big scars on my face. So, well, this one they were gonna stitch. This one, she was like, we can stitch it. It's gonna like make it not as obvious whenever it heals, but it is in risk of getting infected. And I just went ahead and got it stitched because I didn't want it to open and have to deal with it, like, bleeding and stuff. So that's what I ended up doing. And I'm just in, like, recovery right now, I guess. I don't know how long this is supposed to take. They did not really tell me anything. So we're just gonna I get my stitches out in, like, a week, which is good. And then once I get them out, we're gonna see a plastic surgeon to see if I have to do anything with my face, because it might be a little bit, like my lip might droop or something. And that's basically the story. I can go into some more details in another video, but I think that like really sums up what happened for right now. And there's absolutely no hate to the family of the dog that bit me. Like, they were so good about it. They were really nice. And it was an accident. Okay, bye guys.
Get ready with me, but I got some tea, okay? I got some tea to spill, and I need y'all to help me out, because this is messy. This is really messy. Y'all, I put 2 of my friends on with each other, and they've been together for a minute. Like, they're a really cute couple. Like, it's been like 5 months since I put them on. And, you know, as far as I knew, they was chilling. Y'all, my homegirl cheating on my homeboy. My homegirl is cheating on my homeboy. And, like, I haven't told my homegirl that I know she's cheating on my homeboy. But it's like, I don't know what to do. I've known my homeboy for about 7 years. He's been a brother to me for years. We talk every day. We're super close. And with my homegirl, I've known her since, like, freshman year. I'm a junior now, but I've known her for quite some time as well. But I've definitely known my homeboy for a lot longer. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Because if I tell my homeboy that she's cheating, then I wouldn't be a girl's girl. And I'd be a fake friend, be labeled as a pick-me, all that shit. But if I don't tell my homeboy, then I'd be a fake-ass bitch. I'd be fake as hell. Like, if I was being cheated on and he knew and he didn't tell me, I'd literally cut him off. By the way, y'all, I blocked both of them on this account. Like, they would not be seeing this. Trust me, I blocked everything. I blocked the spams. I blocked the fake accounts. Like, they would not be seeing this video. So here's how I found out she was cheating. I went on Instagram online and I was just going through my DMs and I was scrolling through the notes and I seen this one guy put a note saying, I love my girlfriend. Mind you, this guy, like, he's really, like, quiet. He don't post on the notes. He don't post on his story. Like, you don't hear from him on Instagram. And, like, we're cool. Like, he's a good friend of mine. So I replied to the note and I'm like, who are you talking about? Like, who's the lucky lady? So he's like, I'm trying to keep the relationship on the low right now. Like, I don't think I want to, you know, show anybody right now. And I'm like, you know what? I respect that. I respect that. Social media kills everything. So, you know, I get it. And so I'm like, damn, like, I really wanted to see, like, who it was. And he was like, you know what? Fine. I'll show you, but just don't tell nobody. I was like, okay, cool. Why he sent a photo of him and my homegirl kissing at a playground. And so at this point, I'm just staring at the messages. I'm looking at it mad hard. I'm like, I know this is not my homegirl. I know it's not my homegirl. Y'all, after 3 minutes of just staring, like, I came to the realization. That is my homegirl. Oh, I just liked the message. I wasn't even trying to be messy, which I really wanted to, but I just liked the message. And so after me just liking the message, he replied, he was like, that's it? Like, you don't got nothing else to say? I was like, nope. And so I guess he checked if me and my homegirl were mutuals. So he sent me a screenshot of us being mutuals. He was like, do you know her? Like, do you know something that I don't know? I was like, nope. I don't know shit. I'm telling y'all, like, I really don't be trying to get in between the mess. I just be trying to be a bystander. Like, I just want to be a spectator. So I didn't tell the boy that he was being cheated on. And I didn't tell my homeboy that he's being cheated on. And I also didn't tell my homegirl that I know that she's cheating. Nobody knows that I know anything. And, you know, I just figured this out today. So I've been spending the day just trying to figure out what I'm going to do, who I'm going to tell, or if I'm just going to mind my business and just lay back. I really just don't know how to go about this situation. So now if my homeboy finds out that she's cheating and he finds out that I know, I'm cooked. But if my homegirl finds out that I told my homeboy, I'm also just as cooked. So whichever way this goes, I'm cooked. If you made it this far into the video, comment a popcorn emoji for a follow back. I always try my best to follow back, I promise. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Get ready with me while I talk about the time I had an actually psychotic coworker that went off the rails. And as usual, I want you guys to be getting ready with me. So bookmark this video if you have to. You don't have to just get ready. You can take a shit, you can garden, you can do the dishes, you can do your laundry, you can do your skincare, whatever you want to do. As usual, we're on FaceTime. So this happened when I was working at a daycare, probably like 4 years ago at this point. But the daycare that I worked at was like also kind of a preschool as well. And at the time, I was like a co-teacher for the preschool. And we were super understaffed. Like, we literally had like no staff ever. So we were kind of just like hiring anybody. I say we, like I had any part in the hiring process, but yeah, we were super like understaffed to the point where like this was during COVID and like we couldn't even like call out if we had COVID. Like, you were expected to come in with a mask, and that was like super illegal at that point. So just for context, the way that the school was set up is like there were classrooms and there were usually 2 teachers in each classroom. And then there were floaters, and the floaters would like change classrooms every day. So there would usually be at least one teacher that was assigned to one specific classroom, and then the floaters would end up being the second teacher. And at this point in time, I'm pretty sure I was a teacher in one of the preschool classrooms, but because we were running low on floaters, we were kind of fighting for our lives a bit because we like needed second teachers, because with the state guidelines, at least where I live, like with a certain amount of kids, you need a certain amount of adults in the room. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. And guys, when I tell you, like, we were just hiring anybody. Like, we were that understaffed, like I said. And one day there was like a group of probably like 3 or 4 new people that came in. And obviously, like, I was super excited because I was like, oh, maybe I can get time off now. I mean, that didn't end up happening, but whatever. But it was just good because at the end of the day, we needed runners, which runners were basically just people that would, I guess, for lack of a better term, run the kids from the classrooms to their parents that were at the front of the school. But because we had these new people, it was like a huge weight off of my shoulders and everybody else's. We could all like breathe for a little bit, but obviously there was going to be an adjustment period of people training or whatever. For the sake of the story, I'm going to call my boss Laura, and I'm going to call the new girl, what should I call her? I'm going to call her Savannah. And the new girl Savannah started, and I think she started with us on like a staff meeting day. So like we didn't really get to see how she worked until like I think the next week. But for the first week she was there, she was completely normal. Like, we followed each other on Instagram. Like, she was really social. That's like one of the things I remember about her. But for the most part, like, she kind of just came in and like did her job, and like nobody had any complaints about her. But I don't know, I think a few days go by and she starts to show up to work, and like the best way I can describe it is like the bitch seemed tired as fuck. Like, she did not seem like she was all there. And I don't know, I mean, no one really questioned it because she was still like doing her job. I mean, not as well as she did when she had first started the first few days, but I mean, shit was still getting done. And obviously, like, she still needed help doing stuff because she was new, but I don't know. Everybody was like kind of like, do you think that Savannah seems like weird today? Like, it was kind of like a topic of conversation because, like, it seemed like she didn't want to be there, which, okay, like, I don't think anybody did, but, like, also, like, that she was, like, legit about to fall asleep, like, the entire day. So then the next day comes, and it's the same thing, but just, like, she seemed even more tired today, and, like, more out of it. And, like, people at this point started to ask her, like, girl, are you good? Like, do you feel okay? And she just kept being like, no, I'm fine. And, like, she would have, like, bursts of energy where she would act completely normal, but then, like, I don't know, like, 10, 15 minutes later, she would go back to acting like she was gonna pass out. And obviously, like, this is not good when you're in charge of taking care of children. You kind of have to be on your toes for that, especially, like, infants and stuff. So they kind of just started putting her, like, in the older kids' rooms. But even then, like, those kids get into fucking mischief. So, also, I don't know if you guys can hear, but Kiwi's taking a nasty, earth-shattering shit over there in her litter box. So, sorry about that. So then, the next day, she comes in, and she is, like, the worst we've seen her yet. And they had her in one of the toddler classrooms, I think. I don't remember exactly which one, but it was one of the classrooms, and, like, it was almost like she was going out of her way to, like, deliberately do everything wrong. Like, the teacher would be like, oh, can you, like, get the coats on the kids? And she would, like, go start cleaning shit in the bathroom. Or, like, the teacher would be like, oh, can you pass out the snack? And she would, like, I don't know, like, walk into the office. Or, like, just do something she's not supposed to be doing. So now at this point, like, it's now become a topic of conversation because they're, like, worried about her, but also they're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, it was getting weird. It was getting really weird. Then the director, from what I understand, came into the classroom, because I wasn't in this classroom at this point. I had, like, my own classroom. And the director came into the classroom and, like, asked her if she was good, and she was like, yeah, I'm fine, and, like, acted like everything was normal. But anyways, then they have nap time, because obviously the kids are young, they need their naps, and the bitch falls asleep, which you cannot be doing during nap time. Like, you are directly, I mean, I feel like I don't need to explain that. Like, you're directly responsible for keeping the kids safe. You can't be fucking falling asleep. So I think the consensus at this point was that, like, maybe she was sick and, like, needed to go home or whatever. Once again, they asked her if she was sick. She was like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, okay, whatever. The rest of the day goes by, and it's now time to run the kids from their classrooms to the parents. So at this point, she kind of knows, like, some of the kids, but I mean, I don't blame her for not knowing most of them. So we were still, like, helping her and telling her where the kids were. And I was also running at this point, but then they had me go watch one of the classrooms outside. So I missed a lot of this. A lot of this was just told to me, but from what I understand, at this period of time, every time they would tell her, like, to go get a kid, they would, like, obviously tell her, like, the name of the kid and what classroom they were in. And every single time, she would come out with either the wrong kid or she wouldn't come out with any kid at all. So everyone is like, okay, now it's getting really weird. And it was just like, nobody knew what the fuck was going on. So like I said, I'm outside with some of the kids on the playground, and Savannah comes barreling out to the playground and just, like, throws herself out on the grass. And she's like, our boss, Laura, is such a bitch. And I'm like, all right, not too much, because I like Laura. So I was like, what's the problem? And she's just like, she keeps telling me to do shit, and, like, I keep doing what she wants, but, like, she keeps saying I'm doing it wrong, even though I'm doing exactly what she wants. And she's, like, slurring her words. So now I'm like, this girl seems like she's fucked up. Like, now, like, the puzzle pieces are starting to, like, click in my head, because I'm like, oh my god, this girl has to be fucked up. I don't know what she was on, but methinks it might have been, like, a perks of being a wallflower situation. I can't say the actual word on TikTok, I think, because I'd like to keep my account, but you guys can figure that out. But she lays down on the grass, like I said, and after she complains to me, she just fucking falls asleep. She really knocks out. She's, like, legit, like, nodding out on the fucking turf. So now I'm weirded the fuck out. I'm like, okay, that's strange, but that is not my fucking problem. I don't get paid enough to deal with that. So I am getting one of the kids ready, and my boss comes into the classroom, and she's like, where the fuck are, well, she didn't swear, but she was like, where the fuck are, like, these twins? And I was like, I don't know. I thought they left, like they were supposed to leave, like, 20 minutes ago, right? She's like, yeah, like, Savannah was supposed to bring them out. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. Apparently they were in the classroom the whole time. So at this point, she's like, do you know where Savannah is? I'm like, yeah, she's asleep outside on the turf. I could tell my boss, like, actually saw red. Like, So she comes out, she basically tells her to get the fuck up, and she has her like go and sit on the bench outside the office. And then I go home for the day. I don't think anything of it, because guys, I wanted to get the fuck out of there. But then, like, that night, I get a fucking DM from Savannah. She's like, I was unjustly fired, and I need all of you guys to go on strike. Like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that I was fired for no reason, blah, 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 blah. And I'm, like, looking around like, what do you mean you were fired for no reason? Girl, you fell asleep outside and called our boss a bitch. Like, what? Like, so then I ignore that until I check our, like, company, like, WhatsApp group chat. This girl is blowing up the fucking group chat with, like, scenes from horror movies of, like, graphic, like, unalivings, like, literally threatening. She's like, this is what I'm gonna do to you guys. I'm fucking Jason Voorhees. You don't know who you mess with, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm really fucking scared because I didn't answer her DM. I'm, like, watching my back. Like, what the fuck? She's texting, she's like, I know where all of you live in the directory, blah, 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 blah. Like, she's sending all these crazy threats to the group chat. So the owner just, like, removes her. And then we had, like, a staff meeting the next day. And, like, no one acknowledged it. It was so weird. Everyone just acted like it didn't happen. And, yeah, streets are saying she tried to show up to the school and they, like, called the cops on her. But I don't know if that actually happened. That might have just been a rumor. But, yeah, moral of the story, don't get cracked out at your daycare job and threaten everybody. Like, just don't do that. Luckily, I've never had a coworker situation like that since, but yeah, as always, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'm going to see Blade tomorrow, guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm gonna try and post as much as I can because I'm going on a little trip, but thank you guys so much.
This is literally my craziest story time I've ever posted on here. It's going to be the craziest story I've ever posted in general on TikTok. So you might want to grab a drink and a snack and sit down for this one. I almost died. So I had this best friend, we're gonna call her Kylie. You probably have seen her in some of my videos, but probably not anymore because I deleted every single one of her. Basically, I was dating this guy named Marcus. I have kept it off social media because I just don't want to put my relationship on social media. But I was dating him for about 3 months. He was literally so toxic, but the thing he just did recently just made me break up with him, like forever. Only my family knows about my boyfriend, and then my ex-best friend now. Kylie has her own boyfriend, and, you know, I was dating Marcus. Whenever Kylie would come over and I would be, like, going out with my boyfriend or something, I was like, can you help me find an outfit? And, like, I literally found this super cute dress. It was literally so cute. She's like, no, Marcus would not like that. I was like, what would he like then? And she says, what I'm wearing. I was like, can I wear it? She's like, no. It's been, like, my second, like, real relationship, but, like, this is the first one that's kind of, like, lasted, and he was very aware that I wasn't ready to do anything, like, intimate until, like, I was ready, and he low-key was being so impatient. He would be constantly be begging me, and I'd be like, no, we're not doing anything. I'll let you know when I'm ready, Marcus. He just wasn't patient with me, and he was constantly, like, begging me and stuff, and I just, like, was over it. I got to LA around like 12 in the afternoon, and so I got her notification like around 3:30 when she got home from school, and it was her. I was like, okay, perfect, she got in the house good. So I'm in LA hanging with my family in the hotel room, and I get a freaking notification on the Ring doorbell at 10:30 at night. I look, and it is Marcus. Marcus is at my house. I text him like, hey, I'm not home. I told you I'm going to LA. He's like, oh, like, my bad. I was like, you're good. I told you that, though. He's like, okay, it's fine. I'll leave. So he pulls his car to the side of the street. I just saw him leave the driveway. I thought he left. So I see his car leave. I'm like, okay, like, it's fine. And I literally get another notification at 11:30 at night, and it is a guy in a hood. I cannot see his face. Like, his face is, like, covered, and it's also dark, so, like, the lights were on. So I could not see who this person was. I'm like, who the fuck is at my front door at 11:30 at night? And I text Kylie, I'm a girl, like, there's someone at the door, just don't open it. If they try to do anything, call the police. I was praying he couldn't get in because we have, like, a keypad lock on our front door. So if you have a code, you can get in. 5 seconds later, I could not believe my fucking eyes. And I see this guy putting in my front door code, and he got into the house. I start freaking out. I am blowing up Kylie's phone. I am texting her. I'm like, girl, there's someone in my fucking house. Get out. Grab the cat, grab the dogs, go. Go to my next door neighbor. She's not answering my phone, and I am thinking something terrible happened to her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Mom, we need to get home, like, right now. She's like, girl, it's fine, we'll call the police, they'll go over there and check it out. I get a phone call from Marcus, and I'm like, hello? He did not answer. I get this phone call, and it's Marcus. I'm like,
hello? Like, can you please go check on Kylie? There is someone in my house. Like, please tell me she left. No answer. I then hear, like, a really, like, heavy breathing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, please don't be hurt. Please don't be hurt. I was freaking the fuck out. Like, I was so scared. I was shaking. My parents were trying to calm me down. I was basically hyperventilating. Like, it was bad. I hear a faint voice, like, in a female voice, and it says, screw her, you have me. I'm like, what the fuck? It's Kylie. Kylie and Marcus are in my house. I call one of my neighbor friends that live around me. I'm like, girl, can you please go in my house and video this? I need to know what the fuck is going on. Marcus and Kylie are in my house. Kylie has a boyfriend. Marcus is my boyfriend. He's like, yes, of course. So she literally runs down here, puts me on FaceTime, and I'm literally watching on FaceTime. She walks into the house, and Kylie and Marcus are on top of each other on the couch. The couch in my house. They are so busy doing whatever they were doing, they could not hear her come inside. She's literally standing there showing me on FaceTime what they are doing. And I am like this, in disbelief. First instinct is to say, what the fuck, really loudly. And I did. And Kylie heard me. They jump up and scream, what are you doing here? I'm on FaceTime telling Kylie and Marcus to get the fuck out of my house. You have no right to be in my house, especially hooking up. Hello? Marcus, you are my boyfriend. Kylie, you have a fucking boyfriend, and you're supposed to be my best friend. What the fuck are you doing in my house hooking up with my boyfriend on the couch? Just because I want to hook up with you, you're gonna hook up with my best friend. Okay. Have fun getting AIDS from her. She's a literal whore. I'm in disbelief. I'm like, what the fuck? That is literally my boyfriend, Kylie. You are absolutely insane. You are psycho. And I literally have her put her phone on, like, against the TV stand so I can see exactly what happens. And what she does is she literally goes up to Kylie, grabs her hair, and drags her to the floor. This bitch is full on naked, okay? She stomps on her, baddie style. My mom and dad are literally outside of the room on the phone with the police trying to get their asses out of my house. After Kylie is on the floor, she literally goes up to Marcus and kicks him in the literal balls. He falls to the ground, and she's like, now you can't even use it for anybody anymore. The phone goes black. I'm like, what the frick happened? Like, her phone must have fallen. And I remember I have a camera in my family room. So I literally go on the camera app, and I literally see this whole entire thing from high. I am seeing this full-on baddies brawl style fight in my family room with my neighbor bestie and my best friend at the time and my boyfriend at the time. Marcus and Kylie are literally wailing on the floor, crying, of course, because she just beat the fuck up out of them. I know Kylie's phone password, so she literally grabs Kylie's phone and gets the fuck out of there. Literally 15 minutes later, the police show up. Of course, they're crying on the floor, and the police show up 5 minutes later, and my bestie opens up the door. She's like, they're over there. And they're like, okay, thank you. They literally come in, they put them in handcuffs. The police literally put them in handcuffs, and they walk out my house. Marley literally grabs Kylie's phone and bolts out the house. Dogs are hiding in the office because they're scared of what's happening. My cat is upstairs from the banister watching this. I can see him in the camera. Marley looks at her text messages, and they literally see the text message between Marcus and Kylie like, hey, I'm home now at her house. Come inside. And I locked the front door as soon as I left, so she would have to unlock it and then lock it to open the door again. So I obviously get the ring notification that Marcus is there. Marley is holding her phone, FaceTiming me, while she is holding Kylie's phone like this. And she's sitting on my bed right here. And I literally see them exchanging photos. Not believing my eyes, like what I am seeing. And she scrolls up more. And they have been talking since December. I got together with him at the very end of October. My lip color was not eating, so I have to redo it. I literally just started crying. I hung up. I called the police station by my house. I'm like, are they still in there? And they're like, no, they got bailed out. Of course they got bailed out. 12 hours later, of course. Marley takes her phone, throws it on the concrete, takes my hammer that I have in my garage, and smashes the fuck out of it. This bitch ain't having her phone back. No, she didn't back up anything, and no, she didn't transfer anything over because we destroyed the SD card too. Fuck you, Kylie. Miss Gurley bought Tate McRae tickets in the pit, and so Marley logged into her Ticketmaster app, got the password, and now I have the Ticketmaster. I'm going to the concert, and I'm gonna get there way earlier so she can't steal my seat. That's what you get for literally, hello? Home wrecking me and my boyfriend's relationship? No! You're glad I wasn't there. 3 days later, I am just still kind of shooken up. I go home. I get a text from Marcus. He says, hey, I need to explain. I am so sorry. Like, can we please talk? I'm like, what? What do we need to talk about? He's like, just let me take you out to dinner. Fine. You're paying, though. Because you did not just cheat on me. Like, I'm literally, like, still shaken up about it. He takes me to this really nice restaurant, this sushi restaurant, and we're sitting down. And he's like, I'm really sorry. I just was really in heat. And Kylie was the closest one he knew. So what I did is I took my drink and I threw it on his face, and then I punched him and I left the restaurant. I also took his car keys and crashed it. Oh, I did almost die. I was in the hospital for about a week. But yeah, thanks for listening to my story time. Don't cheat on me, okay? Just kidding, guys. That was a whole fake ass story. You probably knew it was a fake story, but thanks for staying. The ones that know that it's fake is gonna be staying till the end of this video, okay? But yeah, love you so much. Bye.
I never understood what people meant when they were saying that Black women are the most unprotected in America until I experienced it myself. I remember when I used to work at Walmart and this man followed me from the bridge of Walmart all the way into my job at 7 in the morning. And I was like, fuck, like this man is just, he's gonna be a pest. I get in there, right? And I alert the security guards. I'm like, this man is following me, just to let y'all know, right? I worked at the self-checkout. I'm watching everybody scan their items, and this man who followed me comes up to me. He's asking me for Legos, for jeans, and I'm like, they're over there. I don't really work in apparel. I don't work in the toy section, so I can't really tell you. I just know that there's clothes across from the checkout section. There's probably jeans over there. But he keeps following me. Every time I move around to go help a customer, he keeps following me. I'm like, fuck, like he's aggravating me. I end up switching places with another coworker so he can leave me alone. He ended up following me over there too. And I alert security again. I'm like, this man keeps following me. And he ain't asking me shit about shit. He was asking me questions about clothes, but then he wouldn't go over there where the jeans are to go check out the clothes. He pulled out this broken cell phone and kept trying to show me pictures. And I'm like, bro, somebody get this man away from me. I just keep looking around at security and they're not doing anything. When I reported him to them, they were like, oh, what is he doing? He's following me. He's bothering me. And they're like, oh, well, he didn't do anything yet, so we'll just keep an eye on him. Okay, fuck you. He starts asking me what's my type, and I'm like, I'm here to work, and I really don't want to talk to you about that. He was like, oh, well, I think my friend would really like you, and I think that you should give him a chance. And I'm like, I just want you to buy what you need to buy and get out my store. And he literally starts peeing on himself in front of me. He starts dripping down his leg in front of me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I start walking away from him because what the fuck? I walked away from all the customers at this point. I don't give a fuck if who needs help. I need help right now. I need help. So I go to the security guard and I'm like, bro, he's peeing on himself in front of me. Go get this nigga. And they still looking around at each other, fucking around like that shit ain't serious. And I'm like, bro, what are they doing? I walked away from the self-checkout completely, and I wasn't going back over there until they removed him from the store. When I came out, probably like 15 minutes later, he was gone, and they were cleaning up his piss. But it's like, how many times do I have to tell you how to get this nigga away from me? You gotta do your job. Decoration security or what? Like, now I understand why they say that Black women are the most unprotected in America.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys a story about how I got into one of the biggest fights in my high school. Everyone in my school was anticipating this fight. It was bound to happen. I'm gonna give you guys a quick backstory on what actually led up to the fight. Our groups had not liked each other for years. This all started in year 8, and I have proof. I have evidence. I came with the receipts. I came with facts, okay? So in case anyone tries to lie, yeah, try lie about that. There was this group of girls, I'm gonna call them the decompressed minions, okay? Because they were tiny, they were small as hell, and they looked decompressed. These girls were what you would call, I guess, mean girls in school. They were bullies, they were horrible to everyone. There was 4 of them. It was 2 of them that were the worst. They were like the leaders of the group, and the rest of the group were just the followers. Oh, they were the few white people in that school. I have to say it because it's important to the story. My school was mainly Asian and Black. In year 8, these girls posted a video of them singing Cardi B's song, Bodak Yellow, and they recorded themselves singing and they said the N-word. Me being me, like I call out what's wrong, and I messaged them about it, and I told them they shouldn't be saying that. That's not a word for them to say. I'm gonna post the screenshot, okay? I'm gonna put the screenshot right here, okay? You guys can read the message, whatever. There was multiple messages exchanged between us, but this was the most significant. They wanted to fight me because I called them out. They were fighting so hard to be able to say the N-word, and I was just not having any of it. I had become friends with these group of girls. I absolutely loved them. The Decompressed Minions had their 4. And me and my girls, we had our 5. everyone in the school found out about the situation because obviously they saw the videos as well. No one just wanted to say anything. I was the only one that said something because for some reason everyone was scared of them. I don't know why, but everyone was scared of them. So when I got to school the next day, obviously they tried to fight me. I'm not fighting you guys based off the fact that you were racist. I'm just calling you out on the wrong things you did. I was literally asking them, why are you fighting so hard to say the N-word? Just apologize and keep it moving. It was me against all 4 of them. I didn't fight them. This is not the fight. This is just the build up to the story. We were arguing. We were going back and forth. I just left it at that. Fast forward a couple months. It was just a lot of like back and forth between my group and their groups, like dirty looks or like mumbling things under our breath. It wasn't really us on our part because our school, let me tell you guys something about our school, okay? Most of the teachers were white. Obviously, because the decompressed minions were white, the white teachers always defended them. Like, these girls, like, they were just awful. They would always pick on people, and the teachers would always defend them. They would never get in trouble. These girls got into multiple fights with people. They would literally pick on people. They would jump people. Fast forward a couple months, it's obvious that there's, like, animosity between us, and, like, it's obvious we don't like each other. Very tense. Whenever our groups came across each other, it was very, very tense. It was like a fight could break out at any moment. It's just that our group was holding back, and they would always do things to like get a reaction out of us, but we never gave in because we knew that's what they were trying to do. So we were like, it's not worth it at all. Let me tell you guys about one thing they did that I had to get involved in because I just could not sit back and watch. Let me give you guys names, okay? So obviously there's 4 girls in the decompressed minion group. One of them I'm gonna call her eyebrows. The other one I'm gonna call thin hair. The other one I'm gonna call prison because this girl acted like school was a prison, always starting with people. There was a girl in my year who started talking to a boy who was also in my year. Thin hair had previously spoken to that boy, and I guess she found out that the other girl was talking to him. And thin hair started picking on the other girl. And I saw this with my own eyes. There was a time we were in the canteen and I saw thin hair throwing stuff at the girl, like bottles, wrappers, stuff like that. They knew this girl was not going to stand up for herself. They knew she wasn't going to say anything to them. So when I saw that, it got on my nerves. I moved away from my friends. I stood up and I went to go sit beside the girl they were picking on. As soon as I sat beside her, they stopped it, obviously, because they know better. They did that constantly to a lot of people. They would actually bully people. Like, they would physically hurt people. They would throw things. They would say things to people. Like, and they never, ever got in trouble for it, no matter how many times they got reported, because that school was racist. Obviously, they didn't like that I stood up for her. They didn't like that I got involved. They would say things to me like, why am I getting involved? Mind your business, da 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 da. Guys, you know I'm not gonna do that. Like, you guys are obviously picking on this girl for no reason, especially over a boy that you don't even want anymore. Like, what are you talking about? That caused them to not like me even more because I would stand up for people that they were bullying. Weirdos. See, they had their own issues with my friends as well, but I'm just talking based off my experience. I know I said this started all in year 8, but they had been doing stuff since year 7. As soon as I moved to that school, they never liked me. 7, there was a time where we were in lesson and I was in lesson with thin hair. It was thin hair that I had a problem with because she was the worst out of all of them. She was like a genuine monster. Like, she was awful. I was in lesson and the teacher called me to come to the front of the class to go collect a paper. She was sitting on the outside aisle and her bag was in the middle of the aisle. And as I was walking to the teacher, she says to me, "Don't step on my bag." Why would I step on your bag? Why would I step on your bag? Do you need to actually tell me not to step on your bag? And even if I stepped on your bag, sorry, it's in the middle of the aisle. What are we talking about? Move your bag and it won't get stepped on. You know what I did? I stepped over her bag like this. I like dramatically stepped over her bag and I looked at her like, "Is your bag okay?" That girl, she was a weirdo from the beginning. As soon as I got to that school, she was just a weirdo. Most of the fights that they got into was because of boys. They were those kind of girls. Those girls just had so much hate and like animosity. It was always just someone they had to pick on. After the whole N-word situation, everyone in the school knew about it because the argument happened in the canteen at lunchtime. So everyone was there watching me, my little self, argue with these 2 girls. At that point, everyone in the school knew that we didn't like each other. My group stopped liking them because of it, because they were racist. Like, what are we talking about? Fast forward now, I'm into like year 10 maybe. There's another occurrence where I saw them picking on a girl who obviously was not going to stand up for herself. And of course, it was about a boy again. These girls, they're sick. But I was there, I saw them picking on her, didn't like it, got involved. I said to the girl that they were picking on, ignore them. You know when I said to her, ignore them? They started screaming at me. They were like, "Mind your business. Why are you getting involved? Rah, rah, rah. I'm gonna..." Damn, girl. Relax. I just looked at them like, y'all crazy. Every time I ruined their plan to be a bully. Every time. So they even hated me even more because of that. And it's so weird as well because the fourth girl that was in the group, me and her never actually had a problem with each other. We actually kind of got along. When our groups got together, that's when it was messy. Eyebrows, I didn't really have a problem with eyebrows because like on her own, she was actually a nice person. It's just that when she got with her group, she turned into an evil little witch. It really got on my nerves how the teachers never ever did anything about them. Like people would report them and say that they're bullying them. The teachers would never do anything because obviously, you know why? I can just sense it in the air, like we're gonna fight. Get ready with me while I tell you guys a story about how I got into one of the biggest fights in my high school. Now we're gonna get into the fight. On this day, when I was coming to school, I just had the worst gut feeling in me. And I had a feeling something was gonna happen. So me and my group, we get to school. We go our own separate ways. We go to our lesson. The whole day, the decompressed minions were just being really, really weird. They're just being little... Lunchtime comes and me and my group, we're sitting on like a circle table. The decompressed minions were sitting on like a long table. Prison was sitting with them. Prison doesn't usually hang out with them, but today she was. And one of my friends, I'm gonna call her Funny because she was so funny, loved her. Funny was sitting beside me on the circle table. We're all talking amongst ourselves, our group, we're laughing, we're kikiing with each other. I look across the canteen and I just see Prison giving us the death stare. She was like there was like steam coming out of her ears. Like she was mad. I was just like, okay. Like I looked away because I was like, she can't be looking at us. We're not doing anything. Our whole group, we see it, but we're just ignoring it because we're like, let's not give them the attention that they obviously want. And before you know it, we hear, what? Literally like that. I thought it was a man. We looked up and we were like, and it was Prison. She was shouting at us, what? And we were just like looking around at each other like, is she talking to us? Like, who's she talking to? She can't possibly be talking to us. But Prison is still saying, what? Like, what are you looking at? We weren't even looking at the girl. We were like trying so hard to avoid eye contact with her. She was doing everything possible to look at our eyes. Like, obviously, unfortunately, Funny did react to her and she started saying what back to her. So then all of a sudden, Prison comes over to our table. We're just gobsmacked. Like, we're really confused. Like, we were like, this anger can't possibly be directed towards us because we haven't done anything. She comes over to our table. She's shouting at Funny. Funny is obviously now shouting back. We're still sat down while Prison is standing over us. I can tell, I can just sense it in the air, like we're gonna fight. So I stand up. So I'm standing up in between Prison and my friend is still sat down. I'm in Prison's face, like I'm just looking at her, like I'm telling her like, go back to your table. We don't want no problems. Just go back to your table, enjoy your lunch. She's like trying to move past my face, trying to shout at Funny. Because Prison is not moving, Funny stands up. So I have Prison one side, Funny behind me like this. And they're just shouting back and forth while I'm just Prison is just spitting in my face, her saliva gland. It was ugh. But I didn't want my friend to get into a fight, so I was willing enough to stand there and take all the spit that was... So yeah, they're shouting at each other while I'm just standing in the middle of them. Guys, this is where it really went up. I have never been in a brawl before, but this was a brawl of all the brawls. Basically, now what happens is all of a sudden, Prison swings her arm around me to try to swing at my friend, but I saw it coming, guys. I had the vision. I was like, that's so Raven. My eyes were like, oh, it's gonna happen. So when she did that, I pushed her arm out the way so she missed like a dumbass. Obviously, the decompressed minions saw that the altercation had happened. They ran over. I moved out the way to let Funny get her because I knew Funny wanted that. I knew Funny wanted all of that. Decompressed minions come running over to our table. My other friend, I'm gonna call her Small because she was so small and cute. So Small is also on our table. She jumps up. I jump up. Decompressed minions come over. Small takes on Thin Hair. I take on the fourth girl by accident. I didn't know it was her, but I'll explain that after. Eyebrows and Prison are fighting Funny, but I like jump into Eyebrows and Prison's fight. But I wanted Thin Hair though. I did swing on Thin Hair, but I didn't get her like I wanted to. We are just fighting, all of us. It was 3 of us versus 4 of them because my other 2 friends didn't get involved. Don't hate on them though. Bless them. They shouldn't have gotten involved because they weren't like that and I get it. I would never want them to get involved in our fight. So it was 3 of us versus 4 of them. Obviously we took them on. 3 of us, bro, man. It was no problem at all. So because it was so much happening all at once, like I could not see anything. Obviously because it was lunchtime and everyone in the school was running around us, trying to see the fight, trying to record. I couldn't see who else fighting. All I know is that I ended up like drop slamming one of the girls into a table. To this day, I can't lie, I do feel guilty about it because it was the girl that I didn't have a problem with. Obviously, like I was angry, so I was just hitting. Like I didn't care who it was at the time. I was just hitting. And before you know it, I feel someone like I feel someone lift me up into the air, like grab me by my waist and pick me up like this. And I'm like fighting them off. But I turn around and it's the teacher. It was one of my favorite teachers ever. That had to be one of the biggest fights that I've ever seen or ever even been involved in my life. Like that was crazy. Imagine like a brawl you would see on Twitter. That's what it was like. It was so bad. So obviously the teachers are pulling us off. They're separating us from each other. My friends were screaming at them. The decompressed minions were screaming at us. I was telling my friends like, guys, look, listen, calm down. The teacher separated us. They put us into a room and they asked us to write a statement down. I was writing everything. They come up to us, they started with us. I was so ready for those girls to get kicked out. Like I was so tired and sick of them. They had that plan. They had that premeditated to get prison to start with us for no reason, just so they can come and fight us. Because they knew we would never do anything to them because we knew what school was like. If we started with them, we were automatically getting in trouble. Teachers ended up driving us all home because they didn't want another fight to happen. Even the teachers knew that that fight was coming. Like, I can't lie, I felt like the teachers let us fight for a little bit longer just so we could actually get it out on each other. I was there telling my mom what happened. I was like, yeah, mom, I beat that girl up. My mom has been knowing about these girls. Like I would always tell my mom about the stuff they did. We go back to school the next day. My group and their group like had to be separated the whole day. We were able to go home by ourselves at that point. I ended up walking with my friends home because the decompressed minions and my friends lived in the same area. So I walked with my friends home just in case they tried anything, which they did. They were following us. They were saying stuff to us, trying to basically get us to swing first. He came up with a plan like, okay, we're not going to react to them. We're not going to say anything to them. We're not going to swing on them. In fact, what we're gonna do is record them and show it to the teachers the next day. The next day, we go to school, we show the teachers the video. Now we have hard, solid evidence and you gotta do something about this. After we gave the teachers the evidence, you know what the teachers did? Nothing. They did absolutely nothing. That's what kind of school I went to. The moral of the story is don't let people pick on you. Don't let people walk all over you. You are a strong ass person and you should live in that.
You know that trend is like the price of being black in suburbia? Oh, buddy. Don't get me started. Let me tell you, I grew up in Kansas, and if you don't know where that is, which a lot of people don't, it's in the middle of the state, smack dab in the middle, hot as freak, and most of all, it's a white Republican state with a capital W and a capital R. My school was about, I'm being generous here, 85% white. I'm being generous, okay? It was probably closer to 90. And I would not wish that life on any of my worst enemies. Being a black girl in elementary school. Y'all white people, you cool. But them elementary schoolers were not. I quickly had to learn that I cannot act the same way that I did at home, at school. I had to. That's why the term code switching exists. For example, they will have like little braid trains where like the girl in front of her, they will braid their hair, and then the girl behind you, they will braid your hair. And it was like, my hair was mostly like this. So I was just sitting there like, does anyone want to braid my hair? They didn't. People also planned days where they were like, wear the same hairstyle. Again, my hair was like this. I would ask my mom, she was like, no girl, you're keeping this hairstyle in for the rest of the week. So I quickly learned that I was not like the rest. I've heard my mom get called the N-word on the road. Like, it was like, wow, y'all. Of course, I'm so thankful and I'm so lucky that I was able to have such a pampered and soft life, but it has trickled down into my life now. It's a lot different now that I'm in high school, but when I was in middle school, I would only be friends with white girls, and it wasn't by choice. Those are the people who gravitated to me because of the way I acted. For some odd reason, I would only attract the weird, you know. When I moved here to Maryland, the culture is so much more different. Like, y'all, I can only make friends with the most hillbilly people I've ever seen. Because of that, people like wouldn't talk to me like other black girls. I was like, yo, I'm so lost right now. And don't even get me started on the term whitewashed. Oh, Lord. Oh! One time I literally got told by one of my friends at the time that I acted mixed.
I grew to hate myself, hate my features, hate my hair. Y'all, this is what this account is about because I hated my hair. This video could be an hour long, but I have to go to the doctor, so every product I use, I will tag. For my black girls who don't think they could fit in, just know there's not one type of black person. There's not one type of person, period. Let me know if you had experiences like this so I can feel a little bit better about mine. And I'm gonna go to the doctor now. Bye.
And that was the video of how I got my lick back. I waited a couple months after the first fight happened, you know, that she jumped in with her mom. I wanted to wait for her to be 18. And yeah, I got her ass back because that's a lesson you should learn. Like, don't ever think shit's sweet. It'll come back to you. And I did it better. I didn't need no help. And I didn't run up on her either. I couldn't post the video because my cousin recorded it really bad, but I let her see my face. I gave her a moment to process what was about to happen. I said, what's up? And I got her ass because, girl, what you did to me was really dirty and I could not let it go. Okay, guys, so you guys are probably here from the other video. I made part 1 of when I got jumped at Farmer's Boys by my ex-coworker and her mom. But this video is a lot better because this is my turn. This is my lick back, my revenge, and I did it right, and it was just, it's funny. So after the fight, obviously I stopped working there because I felt targeted. I felt not protected. I honestly felt like the managers ended up picking them over me. I don't know if it's because, you know, they were a pair. She was a cashier. He was a cook. I just felt very defeated. You know, I was there a lot longer than her, but I was like, fuck this place. Like, they didn't have my back. So I just got a new job. Months went by, but I still couldn't let that go because I was like, how could she do this to me? What did I do to deserve this? Like, she knew I had a boyfriend. She knew I would have never, like, mind you, ain't nobody want that little short ass man. Nobody, not even me, boo. But yeah, like I said, I could not let that shit go. So I honestly waited for her to be 18. Like I said in the other video, she was a minor and they were trying to set me up with the cops saying that I hit her first, which I did. I did hit her first, but the cops didn't do shit because they saw that they were the ones who started it and like initiated the issue. So a few months go by and I don't know why this like random morning I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna fucking plan this shit out and I'm gonna get her ass good, better than she got me, because that shit wasn't even good, bitch. That was coward shit. So I hit up one of my ex-coworkers also that worked there as a cook. He was really cool. He was really friendly. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is what I want to do. Can you please send me a schedule? If her name's on, I want to see when she's going to be at work because I want to get her ass. And that's exactly what I did. I saw her name was on the schedule at this time and this day, and I pulled up with my little cousin to record. As you guys saw, the video was like not best recorded because he did not know how to record a fight, but I still don't care because I don't know in my memory, like, I fucking got that bitch good. So yeah, long story short, I obviously pulled up when she was scheduled, and I did not sneak her. I did not just fucking run up on her and get her. No, I went up to her and I let her look at me and I was like, hey, Jackie, like, you remember me? Like, it's Ashley, so what's up? Then I got her ass because I was like, I'm not weird like you. Like, I don't need nobody to help me grab you while I fucking beat you. Like, bitch, I'm gonna do this shit myself and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So yeah, she turns around and she's just like trying to like not really make eye contact with me, but girl, as soon as I saw her, that all that anger just came back and I just started hitting her. I was like this, and I was so impressed because like I said in the other video, that was my first fight, so this is my second fight. And I was still able to talk. I was like, where's your mom at, bitch? Where's your mom at? How? And then I ended up dragging her like to the floor. Like, it was, to me, I was super proud of myself because like I said, I did not deserve what she did to me. She humiliated me. She, you know, I lost my job because of her. And all of this because she was jealous, or I don't want to even say jealous, like she was insecure. I don't know. She thought that I would try to get with her boyfriend, even though I had my own boyfriend who I'm still to this day having a really hard time, you know, getting over the breakup. Like, I really loved this guy, and I expressed to her so many times how I loved him, like whatever. But I just think at the time she was a very problematic person and she just wanted to fight for whatever reason. But I'm not gonna, you know, let people step over me. It was a big lesson to myself. Like, you know what? If nobody's gonna stand up for me, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking figure out it. And it did take some months, but I'm really happy that I did that because, like I said, I stood up for myself and I got that bitch good. So yeah, lesson of the day is always stand up for yourself no matter whatever, because That video is fucking funny. Like, if that shit ever were to blow up, I'll get merch that says, "Where's your mom at, bitch? Where's your mom at, ho?" Because it's true, bitch. Where is your mom now? Where's your mom at now that you need her? Bitch, she's nowhere to be found, ho. Nowhere. Hey, guys, get ready with me for a grad party while I talk about how my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with my friend. I really don't think I need this, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Also, I found a $100 gift card, Lululemon gift card, yesterday, and it was like 2 years old, so I bought this cute. Anyways, so I dated him for 2 years. Let me tell you, 2 years. He would come over to my house every day for the first like 6 months. We were like best friends until he asked me to be his girlfriend. And let me also say that literally everybody thought we were gonna like get married. So basically, January of this year, we had a talent show at our school. There were like a class that all like the seniors and some juniors do. So both of us did the talent show, and we actually worked together on sound. But for some reason, I got excluded of the group that was created. So they would start to hang out, all of them without me. Mind you, I've been friends with all of them longer than he has, and a bunch of them were girls. So it's like him and his like 4 like guy friends, and like all these girls. And the girls I was friends with for way longer. Like one of them I was friends with for like 10 years, and I still didn't get invited. So, and when I asked him to come, he'd be like, "Well, it's not my house, so I can't like make that decision." And then I'd be like, "Okay, whatever." And so then when it was at his house, he wouldn't invite me, but he was like, "You're always welcome." And he wouldn't tell me when they're coming to his house. So I never, like, I wasn't gonna check his location and be like, "Oh, like, invite me." So then in February, we went on a trip together, and like he was acting weird like before the trip, and then the trip like gave me like reassurance. I was like, "Oh, like, you know, with his whole family, like, we're good," all this stuff. And during the trip, this girl kept snapping him. Well, she was snapping him anyways, but this girl that I was like friends with, snapping him, and like I didn't even know he added her because he would always tell me when he added somebody, just for some reason, and didn't tell me. And she's like snapping him like this. So this continued for a while, and then I think in like March I said something. I was like, I don't feel comfortable with the way that my friend is snapping you. And like then I would go to their hangouts like once in a great while when I would actually get invited, and the way she would look at him just really threw me off. It was like the eyes, you know? The eyes never lie. So I told him that she made me uncomfortable, and he told the whole group of like 8 of them, and they obviously told her, and she was like, "Well, Olivia thinks I'm a threat to the relationship." I was like, "Okay, girl, well, maybe because the way you're acting." So then in March, I went on a little vacation, and my best friend goes to the gym and sees him at the gym with not the girl that was snapping him weird, but a different girl who I've been friends with for 10 years in the same group. And I always told him, if you ever go to the gym with a girl alone, that's cheating, in my opinion. And I think that's reasonable, because why would you want to be working out with another girl who's not me? And I work out with him all the time. So I texted him because I looked at his location and I saw my friend's location at the gym too. And I was like, are you at the gym? And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Who are you with?" And he was like, "Myself." And I was like, whoa. And I think also I saw like their locations like, before my friend told me, like, go in the car. Like she went to his house, picked him up, go in the car. Forgot to mention that. I was like, oh, that's funny because my best friend just texted me saying that you're at the gym with this girl. And he was like, oh yeah, like I just saw her here, and so now we're like working out together. What? Like, why are we lying? So then he's like, you better not be mad at me because you've already gotten mad at me so many times for the other girl this week. And he's like, and you're so controlling and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I played it cool. I was like, oh, like, I'm not mad at you, but you said it was cheating if, like, you know, like, we set those boundaries. And he's like, well, I'm just not going to talk about this right now. And I was like, okay, fine. So then when I got back, of course, he was like, we need to talk. And then he, like, freaked out saying I'm so controlling and all this stuff and how, like, I'm going to be controlling in college. Basically, he tried to break up with me. And I was like,
obviously really upset. And then like a couple days later, like we were still talking like normal, and then a couple days later he's like had a conversation with his family, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna break up with you, like I want to be with you, all this stuff. He's like, but you can't be controlling. And I was like, okay. Which, for the record, we were never the couple to be like, oh, we're gonna take a break, oh, we're gonna break up. So this is weird. This was really weird because this was the first time in like our whole relationship. So fast forward, after that happened, we were fine for a little bit. We were chilling, went to prom together, you know. But during that whole thing, like, I'm gonna say in May, and we broke up in May. Maybe it was April, I don't know. So I made him unadd this girl because she kept, the first girl, original one, you know. Because she kept snapping him like really weird, and I was like, that makes me uncomfortable. Like, if you could just unadd her, that'd be great, because I don't like the way she's snapping you. Like, genuinely, like, weird. Trust. So I unadded her, and he got real mad, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, like, why are you mad? You have to unadd a girl. Like, I would unadd any guy. Then I think this was actually in like March or maybe even February, because Senior Assassin started in March, so this was definitely like before April or May. He added her back for Senior Assassin, and I was like, okay, weird, because he didn't even have her or anything. Yeah. So last little part before I'm gonna have to make a part 2, but basically we were laying in bed one day, and she snapped him really weirdly, so I told him to leave her unopened. And he was like, okay. So I turned, and we were laying in his bed, so I turn over, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap. Puts his phone down. I hear him pick his phone up while I'm laying there, still awake. And he picks up his phone for like 2 seconds, turns it off, puts it down. And I just had a weird feeling. So I like turn over, and I'm like, could I see your phone? Like, could you go to Snapchat? And he's like, why? And I'm like, could you just, like, you know? And he's like, okay. So he goes to Snapchat, and I see it says her name delivered just now. And I look at him, and I'm like, did I not just tell you to leave her unopened? Was it that hard that you said yes, and then you proceeded to pick up the phone when I was rolled over? I kid you not. He goes, I never did that. I never did that. I don't know why you don't believe me. I never did that. I asked him, I was like, is it a ghost? Because he was like, it probably glitched. Like, what? So I'm done with my makeup, so I'm gonna have to make a part 2, so stay tuned because there's a lot more. Thanks for watching.